Police Constable Adam Reed from Wiltshire Police was dismissed a week ago after being found to have breached the police's standards of professional behaviour. Although I certainly think this is and was a criminal matter too, which should have been dealt with. But I guess that good old boys club prevails once again. Smith faced a 5-day misconduct hearing after he was alleged to have unzipped a probationary police constable's flies, reached into his trousers, grabbed his penis and shouted, "It's a small one," although he claims that it was banter. Reed admitted his actions but argued it was banter and amounted to misconduct rather than gross misconduct. Although under the Sexual Offences Act 2003 this is clearly sexual assault as laid out in section 3. A person, A, commits an offence if A, he intentionally touches another person, B, the touching is sexual, C, B does not consent to the touching, and D, A does not reasonably believe that B consents. 2. Whether a belief is reasonable is to be determined having regard to all the circumstances, including any steps A has taken to ascertain whether B consents. A person guilty of this offence under this section is liable, A, on summary conviction, to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or a fine not exceeding the statutory maximum, or both, or B, on conviction on indictment to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 10 years. But nah, it's just a misconduct matter. The victim, named Officer X in the hearing, said he was left violated by Reed, who he had only spoken to occasionally and never worked with directly. Officer X started as a full-time police officer in October 2021, and the incident occurred approximately one month later on November the 15th. Wiltshire Police's Deputy Chief Constable Paul Mills said, "The actions of former Police Constable Adam Reed were not only wholly inappropriate, they violated the dignity of his colleague and would have caused him significant distress." His actions amounted to unwanted sexual conduct, and the LQC's decision, that's the legally qualified chair, to dismiss Adam Reed from Wiltshire Police is completely endorsed by the force. He will now be placed on the national barred list and which will ensure he is not able to work in policing in the future. There is no place in Wiltshire Police for anyone who conducts themselves in this way, and further to becoming aware of this incident, the officer was immediately suspended from the organisation. Actions of this individual will undoubtedly cause public concern and likely undermine the work of the exceptionally committed members of our organisation who strive to provide an outstanding service to the communities they serve. Wiltshire Police remains committed to ensuring each and every officer and staff member discharges their duties to the highest standards, and, as this case proves, we will act swiftly and robustly when these are not met. Furthermore, if any member of the community has concerns relating to the professionalism of those who serve within our organisation, we would encourage them to come forward at the earliest opportunity. The victim in this case will continue to receive the full support of the organisation. Now, can you imagine if a member of the public did this to somebody, or did this to a copper, apart from the beating you'd get for assault of an emergency worker for simply breathing in a direction? You would be up on charges of sexual assault without doubt. And no doubt some resisting arrest and public order charges thrown in there for good measure, but pig-on-pig crime simply gets dealt with by way of misconduct hearing, even though on summary conviction it can lead to imprisonment of up to 6 months, or on indictment imprisonment of up to 10 years. But yeah, keep building the public's trust by letting one of your own off with a slapped wrist, because that's effectively what this person's gotten away with. Oh, and the addition to the sex offenders register, mustn't forget that accolade, which more and more of the police seem to want to add to their CV.